Yep.
You gonna film?
I'm filming.
How many of these things did your mom give you?
What things?
Christmas things that you put on me. I'm not your cat.
Yeah.
I'm not your cat. No. No.
One more.
No.
One more. One more!
Wow, so intimidating. Ah. Ah.
Stop.
Ah. Now.
Stop moving around.
Ah. 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 Oh, hey.
You gotta put this on. Hold on, I gotta tie it up.
This is more my style.
Put an apron.
I don't like the hats, but I like this.
It says joy, and that's what you feel.
I do feel joy. Recording?
Yes. Had to get back in the shop properly there, peoples.
Yeah!
Alright, so today.
So if this wasn't edited properly, it's because you were in the shop.
I wasn't, I was like over here,
That's okay.
but now I'm over here.
Your editor will figure it out. Figure it out. Okay, so this one's good. I like this one a lot, actually.
Yeah, a little hair piece with a little snowman.
And it was done nicely.
Yeah, the snowman was done the way snowmen are supposed to be done.
Beautifully.
Where the bottom body is bigger than the top head part.
She's gonna say that to you halfway through this shot.
Well, you know.
It's kind of intimidating.
Because,
She got really angry.
yeah, because don't even get me started on poor snowman making. I'm gonna put this in my hair so that you can see what it looks like.
Okay.
Really quick, if I can do this properly, my hair will stay. Oh. Okay.
This is an easy one too. Easy craft.
Yeah, this craft was like very easy.
If you followed our other Kanzashi videos,
Well, you don't have to use like the hairpiece that I'm using either. Like you could definitely use like a different hair thing, whatever you like, whatever feels like. If you wear these accessories a lot, you could probably decorate a ton of different ones. I think that looks okay, I think. How's that
okay.
look?
Very nice. Very nice.
So nice.
Yeah, looks good. Next Christmas party. Ah.
So, anyway, if you would like to know how I made this Kanzashi hair clip, keep watching for the tutorial. And check the blog, of course.
Of course.
And I hope you like
Higher
it.
quality pictures on the blog.
Yeah, I want close-ups. It's a lot, like with craft stuff, it's like, you gotta get it nice and close.
Exactly.
So,
That was aggressive.
uh...
Next up, tutorial.
Yeah. All right, we're doing another Kanzashi hairpiece. This guy, so this is gonna be different than the last hairpiece Kanzashi I did. It's on a different, obviously a different hair accessory than the other one that I found this one at Shoppers Drug Mart. I actually use these types of hair clips quite a lot. I find that they just help, like you just wind your hair and it's like super convenient. So yeah, I bought one of those and I didn't know what to put it on to like kind of keep it still and like in one place, so I used a shoe. Anyway, it was the best thing I could think of. So all I did here is I prepped my petals and arranged them on the sponge in kind of a design I thought would look nice. Just because of the narrow shape of this hair accessory, I wanted to really know what I was kind of tackling. I wanted it to kind of fan out, and so that's kind of what you're seeing here. But it never quite looks exactly how it does on the sponge, so I knew it'd be a little bit narrower when I put it on the hairpiece. And again, with this one, I always start with the center petal just because it's a symmetrical shape and I wanted to make sure that both sides are even. So I always work from the middle outwards. And if you've seen any of my other Kanzashi flower tutorials, you'll know that I always just use hot glue, kitchen sponge, sewing needles, sewing pins, I guess I should say, and tweezers and needle nose pliers. And then, so check out my other videos if you're wondering how I did the folds for this flower, if you haven't already seen those yet. And so with this one, because it's such a narrow space that I'm working with, I really had to kind of place the petals, make sure that I know where I was putting them on the hair accessory, and then tackling it with the glue, just because I didn't want to. I just wanted to make sure that it was always going to like adhere to the actual hairpiece, because you don't want to put it in your hair and have like petals fall out. It's really weird. It's like losing a hair extension. It's kind of like, what just fell off of your head? Ooh. Alright, that's pretty straightforward. I actually ended up gluing petals on top of petals to build up a little bit of volume for the hairpiece, just so that it really kind of popped when you put it in your hair. And because of the surface area of this hair accessory, you have to be mindful of where you're putting the glue on the actual petal, because if the petal's adhering to the underside of another petal, well then you know where you have to put the glue. It's not going to be on the back of the petal, it's going to be kind of on the side of the petal. So yeah, you just want to kind of place it on the thing before you glue it, just to get an idea, kind of like what I'm doing right now. Making sure it works, making sure that petal size or that particular petal works in that area, and then gluing. I'm just trying to sort out where I want to put that petal. I kind of stuffed it in just to get a general idea of if that'll look nice or not. And I actually used two different textured ribbons. I have, so the red and the darker green is a ribbed ribbon. It's got a little bit more texture, and then that more sort of olive green is just a straight satin ribbon with no ribbing on it, so it's nice and smooth and shiny. So I only wanted to use a little, like few of those, just to add a little bit of pop of a different texture and like a little a bit shinier, because I actually prefer the ribbed ribbon because it looks a lot more expensive or like more, I don't know what the word is, looks nicer, looks less homemade, I guess. And here I'm just trimming the petal so it fits better. You can do that. You're not committed to the petal when you first build it. You can change the shape and then just reburn it together. So yeah, like these Kanzashi pieces, a lot of it's just kind of playing around with the shape and kind of eyeballing it. It's really like, it's just kind of eyeballing it and seeing how it looks, and if it looks nice, and you know, there's not really a lot of rhyme or reason with this particular craft, which makes it really fun and enjoyable, because it's kind of harder to make a mistake if there's no rhyme or reason. You can see my greasy bangs. There you have it. That's pretty much the shape of the flower. I think I'm just adding, like actually gluing, oh, drop the petal. Just gluing the final piece in here. There it is. So that's the flower without the middle piece. I'm gonna wrap a little button with fabric and then put it in the middle to hide kind of those edges, just the corners of the petals, and so that has like a little, what's the middle of a flower called? No, like it's where like the stamus or whatever. Stamen? John Stamos. The middle piece. You know, the part that gets pollinated. So yeah, hot glue, wrap the button with the ribbon. Make sure you burn your edges so that they don't fray when you're kind of like pushing all the fabric around the button, because then you'll just have like a messy mess, and then you have to start over again. And just kind of play with it, make sure that it's the right size, slap some hot glue on the back, and push it onto your design. And it just helps to like kind of close up the whole thing and just kind of seals it and looks nice and finishes it off. And there you go. So that's it. I'm gonna add more crystals. Again, these are Swarovski crystals that I got from Michael's, and I decided that I wanted to just litter the center of this one with these. Because why not? And like the flower itself, it's a Christmas flower, but it didn't really look that Christmassy until you add the gold. I was like, when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, you kind of need the gold. It ended up looking a little bit more tropical than anticipated, without the little jewels. I also used different shapes. I used big and small, big and medium, and just stacked them.
Okay,
Does that work?
what do we want? Why are you putting more hats on me?
Okay, so I'm making a little snowman because I wanted to add a dangle to the little hairpiece that we just did a tutorial for.
What's a dangle? What's a dangle?
It's
You woke me up for a dangle?
Yeah, it's a thing that dangles from your hair, like it dangles.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make a snowman, and so what I got these beads, these little glass beads. One is bigger than the other.
Happens. It's natural.
So I got two different sizes because that's how snowmans should look. Martha Stewart.
Whoa. How did that happen?
And I
From one being bigger than the other to Martha Stewart.
Because I watched this video of the woman on Martha Stewart's YouTube subsidiary channel, and she was making a snowman out of polymer clay, and the ball, like the snowman body, was the two balls were the same size.
That doesn't make sense.
And the whole snowman was so bad. She should be ashamed of herself.
Yeah, I think I saw that one too.
It was bad.
The charcoal buttons were off too.
Yeah, exactly. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Check out how my snowman, just watch and learn, people.
Wow. Confident.
So here I'm making the little snowman charm that I'm going to attach to the hairpiece. What I did is I went to Michael's and I found in the bead section two different sized kind of white glass beads. I was looking for pearls, but these ones stood out. They kind of looked like ice. So what I got was one's just slightly smaller than the other. And then I took an eye, I don't know what they're called, but they're in the jewelry making section. And it's kind of like a long wire with a little loop at the other end. I threaded the beads onto that, and then I used needle nose pliers to create another little eyelet on the other side to close it off, and then that way you can attach another key ring on the other side so that you can hang it off a chain. And then here I'm just taking some acrylic paint, black paint, and using a very fine tip paintbrush and just painting on 2 little dots for the eyes, and then 3 little dots down the center for the snowman's buttons. I looked and tried to find something to create a snowman's nose, but nothing was good enough, and I just thought, like, after I looked at it with the buttons, we just decided that it looked good, and like it looked cuter almost without the nose, and then also it kind of plays up. It's like it looks like either an accessory and just like a little charm, but then when you get up closer you realize it's a snowman, so it kind of looks a little bit more elegant that way. I thought if you have like kind of like an orange nose on it, I don't know if that looks a little bit less, like a little bit juvenile. So we decided that the snowman, just the eyes and the buttons, looked cute enough, and I actually preferred it. So here I'm just cutting the chain. So I get this chain at Michael's in the jewelry making section, and then I just kind of measured out how long I think the charm should be, or like from your hair, because it's going to dangle down your hair. So depending on how you wear your hairpiece or how you want it to look in your hair, you would measure out the chain that way. And And then I've got just a few more little accessories. I've got like little beaded pearls and like a little kind of like a charmed little star. All of these little accessories you can find in the jewelry section at Michael's. They have tons of little doodads and things with like eyelets on them, so you can loop them onto just about anything. So there you can see the little pearl, little stars, and that's the gold chain to match the gold hairpiece. And then just two little lengths, kind of just give it that level. And then little eyelets that you can use with your needle nose pliers, pry them open, loop your charms on, and then loop it onto the chain. I always watch videos online, and like the people working these needle nose tweezers are so like, they're so good at it, and I'm so clumsy, and like I can't ever get it to just go like in one pinch. I can't like pinch it and then pinch it closed. It's like a struggle for me. So I don't know who these people are, but they got magic hands. Or very good video editing, I don't know. But yeah, I struggle, this part. This part is always a struggle. See? Struggle. And there we go. Pearls on. So these little accessories and these like jewelry making things are surprisingly inexpensive at Michael's. I guess if you were buying a lot or making jewelry in bulk, it would be really expensive. But just for like these one-off projects, it's like just a few bucks, which is nice. And then I'm going to attach my little charms onto the hairpiece using another little eyelet. And just a tip, if anyone's wondering, I actually resined an eyelet onto the back of the hairpiece, and then I looped the charm onto that. So if you want me to show you how I did that, you're just going to have to comment or DM me or whatever it is. Message me on Instagram, and then I'll put a video together for you. But we just thought it was unnecessary for this part. We're trying to bait you so we can make more videos. There you go.
So,
this is actually a really nice Christmas present. This would be a really nice Christmas present.
What is it?
A really nice Christmas
What is
present.
it?
It's a really nice Christmas present.
A really nice Christmas present.
Present. Like, what would you like? Well, you don't wear anything in your hair, but it's nice if you were to give this as a gift.
I agree.
Because it's like a nice touch of your homemadeness. Like,
yeah.
You know, it takes some effort.
Still elegant.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Especially if you've got women in your lives who wear things in their hair, or you know, like to like look fancy for the holidays. Like, I don't have a lot of Christmas stuff for wearing to like Christmas parties and stuff like that. So it's kind of nice to have like a little accessory.
And when people see it, they're gonna go, "Wow, where'd you get that?"
And you can be like, if it's for yourself, like
I did that.
If I was wearing this and someone was like, "Oh, I like your hairpiece," I'd be like, "Yeah, I made it."
Yeah, me.
Yeah, I made it. Fun fact.
Oh, me.
Fun fact. Did you know that I made my grad dress as well?
Well, let's not get into that.
Fun fact of the day.
That was,
Fun fact of the day.
That was ugly, actually. So ugly.
You didn't even see it.
It was so ugly.
You weren't even landed on Earth yet.
You looked like you were a garbage bag.
You
were still learning.
are a garbage bag.